Hello and welcome back to Let's Talk Chicago Bears. Hi guys, it's been a while, hasn't it? Yeah, it's been a minute. We played on Thanksgiving, won barely, and now we've been off, and now the Bears play on Sunday. So I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. I did see you after the game, but I did a show. But just hope that we're in the Christmas holiday season officially now. So everybody just try to have a good December, and let's hope the Bears do too. And forgive my cat if you hear him in the background. He's bitching because I've been gone all day. So I just got back, so I'm going to do the show now. So yes, I said the Bears play the Arizona Cardinals on Sunday at Soldier Field. At noon your time. The Bears are 4-7. Whoopie-doo. And Arizona is 9-2. Yep, you heard me. These two teams have played 91 times, and the Bears actually lead 57 wins to 28 wins for Arizona, which with 6 ties. Their last meeting was in 2018, and the Bears won. Now for the bad news. The Arizona team stats. Bad. But good for them, bad for us. So their rushing yards average per game are 255, which puts them 9th in the league out of 32 teams. Their rushing yards is right around the same with the Bears. It's 123, and they're 10th in the league, rushing the ball. Points scored, this is going to be a problem for us. They score an average of 28 a game, which puts them 5th in the league. And points allowed, they only average about allowing other teams to score 18 points, which puts them 4th in the league. Well, that 18 points is going to work just fine for the Bears because that's all it seems that they can muster up, no more than that. So, but their quarterback, now I'm going off he's playing. Now, if he doesn't, it's Colt McCoy will be in. I didn't put his numbers down because it sounds like Murray's going to play. He hasn't played in the last 3 weeks. And they only lost 1 game during that. So the backup, Colt McCoy, who I believe came from Oklahoma about 7-8 years ago. So he's a pretty good backup. So he's been holding down the reins until Murray's back. So I'm doing Murray's numbers. So if it ends up he doesn't play, forgive me. So Murray's numbers passing 2,276 yards. And he missed, I told you, 3 games. So, and he has 17 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. That's a great ratio. He's been sacked 18 times, and he's also rushed for 147 yards. He doesn't run as much as he used to when he first came into the league. 2 years ago? He used to rush a lot more. Now he's relying on his passing, which is awesome for the Cardinals. Their leading running back is James Conner, and he has 555 yards. So the front line of the Bears better be prepared. He has 12 touchdowns, and but he's fumbled the ball twice. So maybe we can get him to fumble on Sunday. Their top receiver his last name is Kirk, and he has 628 yards with 4 touchdowns. Then their next wide receiver is A.J. Green, who has 538 yards with 3 touchdowns. And then DeAngelo Hopkins has 486 yards with 7 touchdowns. Now, Hopkins has not played the last few weeks either, so those numbers would be higher, but he's been out hurt as well. So, and he's expected back. So the Bears they're in big trouble because if Murray comes back and Hopkins is playing the way he should, they're going to chew up our secondary that we all know sucks. So it could be a very long afternoon. Arizona has, as I would say, it has 3 really good wide receivers, so that's what I'm just saying. So the defense is going to have their hands full for sure. The Arizona Cardinals defense has has 29 sacks, which is in line with what we have. I think we have 31, 32. We'll find out. They have 8 interceptions and 17 fumbles forced with 11 recovered. And the way I'm kind of glad that maybe Fields is not going to be playing because that kid fumbles every game, it seems like. So, I mean, 8 interceptions, 17 forced fumbles. That's insane. That's why they have a record of 9-2, and they've recovered 11 of them. So the Bears, passers, receivers, and running backs better frickin' hold on to that ball on Sunday, okay? Otherwise, I know where they live. Okay, so let's talk about the pathetic Bears because theirs are nowhere near. We're only close in rushing. So the Bears the Bears passing yards per game is averaging 169. That, my friends, is bad. That puts them in dead last, number 32 out of 32 teams. The rushing yards, they average 126 if Nagy's not calling the plays, and right now they're in 8th, so that's good. Points scored, as I told you before, they're averaging 16, which puts them 29th out of 32 teams. And points allowed by the other team, points scored by the other team, has been going up, and it's 23 a game now, and that puts them 18th in the league. It was better before when we weren't so hurt, because remember, Mac's out, and I don't even know. I did not see the injury report here in Vegas yet, so I'm doing the show without that, and I apologize. But all I heard was Dalton is starting, so and I did not put Fields' numbers in here because everything, all the indications is that his Dalton is playing to this week. So if it ends up being Fields, well, then it will, right? So Dalton has played 5 games. He has 788 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. So that's not bad. And he's been sacked 6 times. Now, Dalton has more experience, so he should hold up a little bit better against Arizona. And that's not to put Fields down by any means. He just hasn't faced him yet, and Dalton has. Where along the line he has. So we'll see what Andy comes up with. And, because our numbers offensively are atrocious. And another reason why we need to get rid of Nagy. I know, from what I'm hearing, now everywhere, Bulls, Blackhawks, Bears games, they're all yelling, fire Nagy, fire Nagy. So I'm pretty confident in saying this week that he's going to get fired. Now, whether Pace goes with him is the million-dollar question. I've heard pros yes and no. I've heard they're going to get rid of him, and then I've heard the McCaskies love him for some of the moves he makes. He's very good with money, supposedly. I don't know. He gave Quinn and Mac some really player-friendly deals, which you can't get rid of them. We don't want to get rid of either one of them, but Mac's been hurt so much. And if you can't get rid of Mac, you can't trade him next season because it's too big of a contract. I think he's owed $30 million next year. No one's going to take him because he was hurt most of the year, right? And he's out the rest of the year, so we know that. And isn't it a shame because in the beginning of the year, probably week 3, 4, him and Quinn just started gelling and balling, and that's where the majority of the sacks did come from. Sacks have slowed down because Mac's not in there, so now they're going to double cover Quinn. So our backups have to step up this week. Everybody on this team needs to step up this week. So the Bears running back, David Montgomery, I love him. He's only played 7 games. He has 476 yards, and as long as Nagy's aren't calling the plays, he'll probably have more. He has 3 touchdowns. Herbert, number 24, who I also love. I love Montgomery and Herbert as a duo. I'd like to see them on the field the same time. I really, really would, and I hope that the new coach does that. Herbert has played 11 games, but he's not starting 11 games. He's been in and out of 11 games. And he has 373 yards with 1 touchdown. So that's good. We've got a running game. We know that. We just have to have it consistent. If we could just get our offensive line to get better each week and open up holes, that could be a good thing. So our top receivers are Mr. Mooney, number 11. Woo! I love that man. He has 694 yards, and if we had a better line and a more experienced quarterback, he could probably break 1,000, and maybe he will. I really hope he breaks 1,000 this year, because how many games do we have left? 5? So something like that, right? Yeah, because we've got after this week. We're not going to count this week. So, well, I guess we could. We got Arizona, Packers, Vikings, Seattle, Giants, Vikings. So there's 6 games counting this Sunday left. And I just named off everybody except for the Giants. Well, Seattle, too, ain't playing that good. So there's some tough games coming. So, Mr. Mooney, I hope you make 1,000 yards this year. Comment, our great tight end, who only has 361 yards. And I've told you throughout most of the season, if you're a regular, you know, one of the reasons his passing yards, receiving yards are so low is because our offensive line is so bad that he's had to play blocking on the offensive line more than going out and catching. So, again, next year, hopefully we have a better line, a better coach, better schemes. Those numbers are going to go up, and it'll be year 3 for him. Robinson, he's played 9 games so far, and he has 339 yards with 1 touchdown. Honestly, I've not been impressed with Robinson all year. I'm real sorry that the Bears, I don't know why they franchise tagged him, because I thought last year he didn't want to play with the Bears anymore, and it sure seems like it to me. So, but our offense, they really, 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 really got to step up. But we're going to talk about it in a minute. So then our defense, we have 32 sacks to their 29. We have 5 interceptions and to, whatever theirs was. What was it? I can't remember, 11 now. We do have 11 fumbles with 6 recoveries. So the fumbles have been going up. So it's real big for the defense this week to try to make Murray and everybody else get turnovers, because that is really the only way the Bears are going to win this game is if they get several turnovers and they keep their penalties down and that kind of stuff. But we'll talk about that in a minute too. So, and the good thing of this week, and I'm sure you all heard, Quinn was named Defensive Player of the Month for November. Right on, man. He deserves it. He does. He has really been playing lights out because he sucked last year, and I was so pissed that we signed him. So that is the stats for this week's game. So basically, we're playing a 9-2 team that are going to go to the playoffs and barring any major injuries on their team. They've got this kid is really good, Murray, and Hopkins is a really good receiver. And they've got a running game. So we have no backfield on the defense, so that's going to be bad. We have no Mac. I don't know if Hicks is playing. If Hicks don't play, we're screwed. Eddie Goldman's been doing great, but without Hicks, oh man, forget it. And I know he was questionable this week, so I don't know what happened today. Again, I apologize. I could not bring it up here for some reason. It wasn't coming through, so you guys know more than I do on that front right now. So, not that it's the first time that my viewers know more than me. But so the Bears, basically the offense, we know has to score every time they touch the ball. Field goal, touchdowns. It's got to be touchdowns, but we'll take field goals too. We got to keep the penalties 5 or less because it's real important this week because you can't overcome mistakes in this game. The Bears do even have a chance to not get blown out and even have a slightest chance to win this game. I'm going not blown out. They got to play mistake-free football on Sunday. I mean, literally from beginning to end, no mistakes. And if you have the penalties, they've got to be like 5-yarders, and they got to be 5 penalties or less. Forget it. The defense, well, the backfield, they're terrible. So I don't even know what to say about them. Our linebackers are going to probably have to help them out. Our front, everything's banged up on the defense. We're just banged up. Jackson's hurt, but he's playing. The Goldman's in. We know Quinn's in. R.Smith, I'm not sure if he'll play. If he don't play, we're really screwed. And that's the worry because he went out with a hamstring on Thanksgiving. So that's going to be a tough one. Oh, no, he went out that Sunday before. He didn't play on Thanksgiving. So we really need R.Smith in, or really, forget it. We don't have a chance. So our defense, if they could get some turnovers, maybe some youngsters on the defensive line that are filling in for guys, Mac and everybody else, and Hicks, if he's not playing, maybe they can show up and show the coaches, hey, I want to be back here next year. Well, not the coaches, but the McCaskies and the scouts that are looking for next year because this coaching staff's not going to be here. So, but I'd really like to see that defense step up. But it's going to be tough, guys. It's going to be real tough. I don't know what the weather's supposed to be like. If it would be a weather game, that would hurt because Arizona plays in warm, dry, indoor stadium. So that could help. So I don't know. I forgot to look. I really should, but I don't even have my phone around me. So, and they got to keep the time of possession on their side, the Bears. As you know, I talk about this all the time because the time of possession is a twofer. One, your offense is on the field and scoring points, and two, well, it's more than a twofer, and two, it keeps your defense for your team. It's a twofer. It keeps your defense on your bench fresh, and the third thing is it keeps Arizona off. The offense off the field, and then Murray can't score points, and it wears down their defense. So it's a twofer for two teams, what it can do. Time of possession is huge. It really, really is. I'm sure a lot of people don't pay attention to it. I do, because it really makes a huge difference. So this is just a tough game. I can't say anymore. There's no magic I can put on it. And, we're at the end. We're in December. We're at the end. We all know we're not going to the playoffs. So now the Bears should be there. I'm sure they're evaluating people, and people, these guys are professionals. So they're going to come out. They want to win. They don't want to be losing like they were. But, it's hard to say because it's a coaching staff that I just can't stand, and I want them gone so bad, but there's nothing we can really do about that. So the Bears have just got to come out and play mistake-free football. If they could do that, they might not get blown out, and they would have a very slim chance of winning because you just never know. So let's see what happens, huh? Let's see if, I don't know. Could the Bears pull one out? Hey, I'm a believer that anybody can be beaten on any given Sunday, and there's a lot of statistics to show that. And this season, in particular, it's been a weird-ass season. You've had people that started out on the gate, just hot. The Rams, well, Arizona, they're 9-2, so they're still good. The Rams, Tennessee, even Tampa Bay. And now they're all fluttering a little bit. Tampa Bay's coming back. Tennessee lost a major player on their team, their running back, who is just awesome, and he's now gone. So all of a sudden they've been going down. And new people, and Washington all of a sudden is looking kind of good. There's nobody in our division except for the fucking Packers. Ugh. They're going to go. I just hope they lose in the first round of the playoffs. That's all. I'm sorry. I just can't stand them. But it's just been one of those years. And the Rams, what happened to them, right? And to be honest with you, I was kind of hoping they'd win for Matthew Stafford because he was stuck in Detroit forever. But, and he came out hot, and now he is cold. So I don't know what is going on there. But we'll see, right? So, but anybody can be beaten. So it can happen, and it would be fun. But if we're going to win in the next couple weeks, I'd rather beat Green Bay next week, to be quite honest with you. Because, I hate them. I do. A true blue Bears fan, and I put 34 on today because we need the luck. A true blue, bleeds orange and blue fan does not like the Packers. I lived next to a guy in Illinois when I lived in Lake Villa. Very great neighbors. For the 32 years we lived there, 33, something like that. And he said he's a fan of both. I said, you can't be. And he's like, well, I am. I said, well, then you're not a real fan of either team because you can't be a fan of the Packers and the Bears. You can't. It's like being a fan of the Cubs and the Sox. No. And I'm a Sox fan. Sorry, everybody, calm down. I am. So, all right, well, there's not much more to say, so I'm not gonna rabble on because I could, I could. But let's hope the Bears shock us all and pull a rabbit out of the hat and win on Sunday. Then, if they win, I will make you a great victory song. I won't make one up on the sly like I did the day after Thanksgiving. So, go Bears. And as always, I want you all to be kind to one another. Stop hate. Love one another. Smile. It's the holiday season. Give if you can. When you see the ringing bells, put some change in there. If you can, buy a toy and give it to the Marines for Toys for Tots. Anything you can do in this in this holiday season. Well, we should be doing it all year round, but particularly do it now if you can. If you can't, buy something or give money or contribute somehow like that, then do it from your heart. You can help people from your heart. And kindness goes an awful long way. So let's just love one another. And then each day could be a little brighter, don't you think? I know sometimes I'm naive about that, but I am. I just want us all to get along. You know what I mean? So I love you, and I thank you for your support. I didn't get too many comments from my last show. When when I went back and watched the show, I'm like, God, I look like Nagy. What's with the bald head? It was so hard for me to keep a straight face doing that show because I did it straight. But you guys know I was just kidding around. But I didn't get too many comments. A few of them were pretty good. One guy did say, "You're definitely different." And he laughed. So that was a good thing. And I said to him, as long as you laugh, that's all. I give you a little information about the Bears. And every time I'm on the screen, you get to look at this face. Remember, my dad's face on a woman's body is not fair. That's got to make you laugh every show. And I'm sure I make you laugh because I screw things up. I say the names wrong. But who cares? We're all having fun. We all love the Bears. And that's all that matters, right? So I will see you guys on Monday, and maybe there'll be a victory song, all right? So as always, keep on rocking and rolling from Vegas, baby. I'll see you Monday. Go Bears!